Anyone have any questions on this so far?
I have a question on the sub-savings
Yeah.
accounts. Like, are those actual separate savings accounts?
Yes, you can create them in ING Direct. One great reason that I like using it. What are some of the reasons we don't find a dream job?
Too many options.
Too many options. Go on, what does that mean?
Because you can see that there's so many opportunities in the world, and then you test yourself, and I'll say, I test myself, and I'm good at this thing, I'm good at this thing, I'm good at this thing. And then it's kind of like this paradox of paralysis, because you have so many choices.
So you have so many choices, so if you choose one,
then you give up another one.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so in other words, we don't want to close doors. We're gonna do what I call idea teardowns. And I'm gonna take your ideas and I'm going to actually show you how to break them down and improve them and pitch them in a little bit of a better way. So what I want people to do is now start writing out their ideas, or here in studio, pitch your best pitch of what you do. I'm a wedding photographer, or whatever it may be. Get as specific as you can, and then we're going to actually walk through how to improve that.
So this is for wedding photography, and you're the bride and the groom. And we're meeting for the first time. Thanks so much for taking the time to meet with me. I know that you've got tons of options out there, so I'm really honored to be here for you. It may sound weird, but I really love weddings. I love all the details. It totally excites me. It thrills me.
Let's pause right there.
I
don't even care about anything you just said. You haven't talked to me about me at all. Yeah. How do you know what I want? How do you know I have a very specific vision in my mind, and here you are blabbing on? Done. I'm walking out of here. You just rambled your way out of a sale. Let's try it again.
I want you to know that I'm totally there for you. I'm going to give you my cell phone. I'm going to give you my email. You have everything direct at any time. When I show up to the shoot, it's more.
Why am I not talking? Why are you talking so much?
I'm not asking you questions.
I'm the most important person in the room right now. By the way, I say that all the time in every room I walk into.
So
I'm the
hard.
most. No,
I sell myself.
Stop it. Try it again.
Okay. What are you looking for in a wedding photographer?
Finally, someone understands me. I love it. Okay, so actually, round of applause for that, because that's a huge change, huge. And it's, you know what? Don't be embarrassed. Literally thousands of people right now are watching this, and they have never realized that they've done that their whole career, their whole lives, and they wonder, why doesn't anyone pay me? Or how come I get all these meetings and I never close a deal? Because you talk too much, and you don't actually listen to me. You talk about you. Yeah. I call it the I syndrome. Why don't you come up, Drew? You're going to be interviewing pretty soon. Yeah. All right, let's get the chair up. Beautiful. So this is going to be pretty easy, but we're going to stay in role play, okay? We're not going to escape till I say so. So give us a scenario. You are, you said 22 years old.
Yes.
And you are going to be applying to what kinds of jobs?
Probably education-related, media or education-related jobs.
Perfect. Okay. Looking here at your resume, tell me a little bit about your background.
Well, I have, as you can see on my resume, I have background in plenty of different things. It goes to media. I was a part of photography. I worked at a photography company.
I'm going to be totally candid with you. I have a lot of applicants. There's some people who have more experience than you. There's some people who, they may have a better GPA than you. Why should I choose you?
Well, I'm a very quick learner. In college, it would be easy for me to help out my friends because I would learn things quickly. Over the other candidates, I think I stand out because of that fact. I'm losing it right now. I'm completely trained.
What do you take away from this exercise in terms of your interviewing?
Well, I know that I need to sit down and actually think of the questions and think of my answers. And more importantly, I need to be able to come up with relatable things, stories from my background, and at least concrete examples from things I've done, and be able to relate them not just to you, the interviewer, but the company.
It takes incredible courage to come up here in front of just this audience, not even to mention the people who are watching. Yeah, there's nobody watching. Don't worry, it's just you and me here. Nobody's watching it. So what did he do really well? Let's talk about that. Feel free to shout it out, because I have a number of things you did really well. What did he do well?
He was really calm.
Anything from the internet that we didn't hear yet?
Yeah, we have a few different things.
Okay, from the web.
We have a ton of questions coming in.
Let's go to the web.
All right, we've got Jubilee who says, I'm a bankruptcy attorney, high willingness to pay, no ability to pay. New line of work for me?
Well, that's actually very interesting. I've never encountered that. I don't know how bankruptcy attorneys actually charge, but he's a bankruptcy attorney. He must have done some homework on this after going through law school. I'm afraid I'm not qualified to answer that one.
Yeah.
What else?
Interesting. All right, this is a good question from Brenda and Rebecca Kerfman, and Rebecca's in Nashville, Tennessee. And I also want to know, how do I handle it when my clients try these negotiating tactics on me?
Oh, yes. Oh, everyone's like, oh my God. Somebody asked, who should I not negotiate against? And I was going to be like, me, because it will never work. What do we got?
There were a lot of people who were just laughing when you said, should you work for free? But then people were saying, like, I've done it for nonprofits that I previously selected, only if it's worth something to you in the long run, in exchange for referrals. I do trades.
Great, very good.
So questions?
Yeah.
Okay. Photo by Camise is saying, can Ramit talk about ageism and the reality of being over 40 in the job market?
Yeah, ageism is a real thing, but I get a lot of people who write me. So you wouldn't believe my inbox. It's basically just like a petri dish for research. And let's go to people on the web and see what their insights have been.
Just one, biggest insight from Tommy McInnes is, biggest insight is every word earning its place in a resume could be replaced with every image in my portfolio.
Yes, oh my God, so true. Get rid of all the trash. Better to have 5 incredible images that support your narrative than 20 mediocre images that are all over the place. Great connection, by the way. Love that he took this and turned it into a creative side. Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to introduce one of my students in just a second. Robert, he actually flew in from Texas for this. Thank you for coming in.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm happy to be here. Happy to bring value.
So these guys have been learning about a lot of the stuff that we talked about in Dream Job. They've been learning about, how to identify what your dream job is. They've been learning about how to interview, all that stuff. Stuff that we went through in extensive detail. I wonder if we can just rewind and you can talk us through where you were in your career when you started thinking about doing this dream job stuff.
Absolutely. I think that really helped ease this sense of helplessness.
Incredible. Let's throw it out to questions from folks here in studio who are literally sitting dumbfounded. I love the reaction on people's face, by the way. And we'll throw it to the web in a few minutes for questions as well. We're going to try to go through these questions relatively quickly. Let's say one minute each so that we can get to a bunch of them. Questions from here. If not, we'll go to the web and see what questions people have out there.
One of my questions is, I think it's hard for me to, like you said, you have to see that sometimes it's a meandering path, to get to the ultimate goal.
So let's see if we can get Dean on the line. There he is. Dean, how you doing?
Hey, Ramit, I'm doing well, doing well.
You have a very professional setup over there. What's up with that? All right, so Dean, I know you've got a limited time. Let's take 5 minutes of questions. Would that work for you?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, great. Let's throw anybody in here. We'll throw it to the web. Sarah, go ahead. Okay, last thing I want to ask you before we throw it to audience questions is, I talked a lot today to these students about how many creatives, they believe that they just need to get better at their own craft. They need to take a million other photography classes, or in your case, get a graduate degree in computer security, but they often neglect all those other things, the things we taught in Earn 1K, like customer research, like understanding what your customer deeply wants. It might be communication, it might be just a nice guy, whatever. It might be weekly status reports so they don't have to think. Talk about that, how it changed your view of you improving your technical skills versus also listening to the customer. I wonder if you can share a story about that. Hey James, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's nice to talk to you. What changed to make you be able to start paying it off slowly and steadily?
Well, I'll be honest. The book put things in perspective for me.
Of course. So let me pause you there. This is amazing stuff. First of all, I anoint you honorary Indian. Because you're amazing. I love what he said about negotiating settlements. That's incredible. Perfect. So let's get a couple more questions, James, and make sure we get a couple more here. What do we got from the web?
We have plenty from the web. Okay. Peter V is wondering, after making a payment on a credit card, what stopped you from just spending that money on your credit card again?
Okay, good question. Let's do a lightning round, so we'll answer these as quickly as possible. We'll get a bunch of them in. Go ahead, James. And now it's all upward. So I want to thank you, everybody here, the thousands of people watching. Thank you, James, and let's give him a round of applause.
Yes. Thank you from the internet, James.
We'll catch up later on. Thanks so much.